So good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. Apologies about yesterday. I had dinner booked and we went out for birthday celebrations. Not mine, but it was a lovely dinner. So apologies about that. And I was mad busy all day as well. So yeah, it is what it is. But we are back again today. And yeah, man, we are going to talk about Man City again because I know that now I'm an adopted citizen. Obviously, I'm wearing blue for a reason. Come on. When I have to talk about it, that's just how it is. Now I'm part of the Man City fan base. I'm an honorary member of that fan base now. After hyping up their treble, putting it out far and wide, being the most truthful on the internet about Manchester City, because everyone just cries about, they've got 115 charges. These people are tapped. But before we get to talking about Gvardiol, £100 million move from Leipzig. Looks like it's going to get done as well. But make sure you are smashing the likes up before we get talking about this. Make sure you are subscribed as well. Come on, we're nearly on 16K. Get this boxed off today. I'm enjoying talking about other clubs because my club angers me and triggers me so badly. I get extremely upset about it. So it's actually nice to have another channel where I can sit and talk about anything I want with a more chilled attitude. But yeah, we are going to talk about Gvardiol. Leave your comments down below. Get your super chats in. Share the content around sub and all that good stuff. Like the thing. But 100 million. And I was thinking about this earlier before I started recording this video. 100 million for a player that good in that defensive position. People are going to raise an eyebrow at it and think, oh, it's a lot of money. But that's the going rate for top players now. Jude Bellingham just gone for 100 odd million, 103 million euros. Gvardiol, 100 million. Declan Rice, 100 million. Caicedo, touching 100 million. Jack Grealish, 100 million. Anthony, not convinced by that geezer, but 100 million. Now, there's a lot of players now out there that are going to command a fee of over 100 million or close to 100 million. And that's just how football is. And if you want a top player, you have to pay the money. Now, Man City will end up getting this defender. I'm adamant of that. And I think he'll do well in the Premier League. I think he's an extremely good player. I do remember Messi absolutely ruining him in the World Cup. Other than that, he is a very, very tidy player. Actually, I do also remember Man City slapping Leipzig 7-0. He weren't good that day either. But neither were Leipzig in general. And he can't keep 7 goals out on his own, can he? But I think the one thing with Man City is you always know when Man City buy a player, it's always going to take them about a year to get up to full Pep speed. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people sitting online saying, if you're a player and Man City come in for you, with all the charges looming over the head, like, would you want to go and play for that football club? Because they might end up in League 2 or something. I see these tweets, or people send me these tweets all the time. Like, no, it's just ridiculous. At the end of the day, a footballer couldn't care less about Man City's 115 charges. They ain't looking 10 years down the road when it'll probably get finally solved and everything's back to normal because Man City didn't do anything. These football fans make me laugh because they're so fickle. Right? They all cry about a state or a country owning a football club, but then when it's their football club gets in, a sheikh comes to their football club or interested in their buying their football club or a country, all of a sudden, they're hyping it. They're hyping it. Yeah, they're like little 5-year-old babies, man. Like in the playground, my dad's bigger than your dad. Ew, I don't care. My dad's better than your dad. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just embarrassing. Yeah, and I think like some of these people are fully grown adults. Like, I know a lot of the internet's full of weird children, like very special. And I mean special, like proper. Back in the day, they used to be carted around in asylums and that. Do you know what I mean? And in buses. Yeah, now they're roaming free all over the internet, chatting absolute crap. Yeah, and I do find it funny because it's just another tool to beat a better team with Man City. It's like bang, let's smack them with the 100, and that's all anyone's got because they are the best team in the league, and they've got the best manager. And why would people not want to play for him? I mean, with Arsenal and Declan Rice and Man City and Declan Rice, no, are Man City actually in for him? Like, do we know if they're in for him? Like, we've heard PR puppet journalists saying that Man City are in for him, but is this the PR that's coming out to make Mikel Arteta look like a genius if he pulls it off, even though Man City might not be interested in him? Because the PR around him is mad. So I don't know. I don't know what Man City are going to do. I don't know what they're planning on doing. I don't know who they're signing. One thing I do know is the stories that are leaked out there about other clubs, I have more belief in them than I do the ones linked to Arsenal. Because I know that with Arsenal, these puppets are on the payroll big time, and I think like you have to take a lot of what these journalists say full stop over the whole board with a pinch of salt, because a lot of it is guesswork. Yeah, and a lot of it is using buzzwords and clickbait titles. Yeah, but I do think less so with Man City. I don't see a lot of prop and PR from journalists with Man City. What all I see is a football club that wants to be the best at everything. They don't want to be the best owner, the best boardroom, the best. Well, you've done three peats for 3 different levels of your football teams. Like I think the under-18s, under-21s, and then the men's team, 3-peat, all 3 of them. A treble. Like that is just mad. Like a treble 3-peat. Like that is actually crazy, isn't it? Yeah, and like that is that football club in a nutshell. Yeah, and I think that when stories come out about players linked to Man City or Man City are interested in this player, I do think that has more legs than it's somebody like Tottenham or Arsenal, for example, because they're just trying to PR their way out of signing no one or the cheapest players. Whereas Man City, bosh. I see an interesting stat as well yesterday. Somebody sent me that Man City's net spend since 2019 is only 238 million. That's just mad. That is actually insane. In that time, Liverpool's is 185, Arsenal's is 550 million. But Arsenal can't compete, apparently. They can't compete. If you can't see what they're doing, mate, you can F off down the lane. But Man City are very good at selling players. And this is another thing and another reason why I do think they'll get this guy Gvardiol, because they can go and slap the 100 mil down. They can go and put big fees down for players. Yeah, they could go and do Man City, literally, without me even being an accountant, looking at their accounts. I reckon Man City could go out there this summer and go and do 300 million quite comfortably, and it wouldn't even bother FFP. Wouldn't even touch it. No, maybe I'm wrong with that. Leave it in the comment section if I am. But I do think that Man City, the way they sell players is very similar to what Chelsea were doing. And Chelsea still get good fees for their players. They just got 65 for Havertz. They're going to get 50 or 60 for Mason Mount, 40 for Gallagher. They are going to get a lot of money back in. But Man City do that as well. They sell players for top whack. Yeah, and they find teams that buy it, that buy the players, and they get it done. There's no mucking around. Bosh, 40 mil, give us that. 60 mil, give us that. And when Man City going for a player, I know there are instances of Man City not getting their man and stuff like that. But when Man City go and bid for a player, they normally get their man. Very similar to how Real Madrid and Barcelona were back in the day. Madrid come calling, you're going to Madrid. Even now, Madrid come calling, you're going. And I think it's very much the same with Man City. If Man City want Gvardiol and they put the readies on the table, which they will, he's going Man City. Job done. Man City want him, he's going Man City. I think Laporte will probably leave. Yeah, there's quite a few players that will be leaving. I did a video about that. I won't waffle over that one again. Did a video on there about which players are going to leave. But again, you're going to get decent dough in. You know, Bernardo Silva is going to come on, decent fee. You know, Mahrez, if he leaves, a decent fee. You know, talk of Saudi for both of them. So you're going to get good money back in. Straight away, the money you'd get for both of them more than covers Gvardiol, because Mahrez would be going for about, 40? Yeah, and Bernardo Silva, he's 29, probably go for about 65, 70, maybe even 80. So it wouldn't surprise me if both of them went. Then you bang, soon as got a couple of players out the door, Laporte's going to go. He's lined up to Villa, I think. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but I see the other day he was lined up to go Villa. That'd be a great bit of business for Villa as well, by the way. Yeah, they need a proper centre-back because Tyrone Mings is not the guy. Yeah, Laporte's decent, very decent. And I think the way Emery plays football, yeah, I think he'd fit in extremely well. So, yeah, it is what it is. Gvardiol could be coming in. That's a mad upgrade on Laporte as well, by the way. Who's been very good for Man City. He's just constantly injured, isn't he? Like, he gets injured all the time, man. But yeah, he's a very good defender. But I don't think he's Man City level anymore. I think his ceiling's done and he's on the downward. But it'd still be a top player for Aston Villa or somebody in the mid-table. I'm surprised Tottenham ain't looking at him, if I'm honest. But there we go. That club is mysterious in its movements. Anyway, all have a blessed day. Let me know your thoughts on Gvardiol. Let me know whether you think Man City would get him. Let me know how much you think you'd get for Bernardo Silva as well. It'd be interesting to hear from you City fans or just anyone in general in the chat. How much do you reckon Bernardo's worth if they was to sell him? And make sure you check out the main channel. I've dropped a video on there. And I'm going to Ben Havis River for the day. I'm going to go swimming through the caves. It's going to be sick. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Anyone who's never been to Ben Havis River, Make sure you check it out. Google it. It's sick. And get yourself up to it. Super cool. You can go jumping off the rocks and diving. You're going into the caves and all that, and you can't walk in it. You walk a lot of it, but then you have to swim a lot of it, and you can't touch the bottom. So you have to be a half decent swimmer to go to this river. So anyway, I'm waffling. Goodbye, adios. Have a chilled day. Back again tomorrow. Laters.